this the shit's gonna hit the fan?
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing this evening? Welcome to another iteration of Shit Hitting the Fan. This is what happens when shit hits the fan. Well, shit has finally hit the fan, at least for Canada, for Trudeau, tyrannical leader, and these mandates, these hotshot and booster rockets mandates. Can you say it's a bad day for somebody? Good thing I'm not in a political position. Sucks to be them. I would hate to be a politician. Supposed to just be playing hell. See, I was watching a live stream from Mount Fun. Now, if you caught the comments that I was saying, those are specific ingredients minus the fruits and the vegetables, the fruits and the tubers for a specific powder that is very spicy. You know, got to be careful with that type of powder. You know, that's a very spicy powder. Now, those of you who understand the specific places on the periodic table, the carbon atoms, the sulfur atoms, and stuff like that, rearrange them with a specific few catalyst, you've got a slow burning powder that builds up pressure over time. Yeah. It's very spicy. Not very good to cook with, but very spicy. Now, one thing is like, what's going on with wind? Well, I'm about to make a transition. I'm trying to a transition that I should have made a while ago. From reserve to civilian, just straight civilian. Now, one of the reasons why I'm making the transition is the difference of values between me, the federal government, the army. Nothing more, nothing less than a difference of values. I value people's freedom, people having a choice in a matter. I value leaving people alone. Let people try to make the best decisions they can. I mean, honestly, are we all not capable of making decisions based on our best decisions? If we make a mistake, we're gonna fall, and we're gonna fall hard. I mean, what can you say? And that's where the values begin to deviate. Now, I am not a mathematician, but I typically like to try to handle certain issues with an algebraic equation. You typically want to, for something so sensitive as the human body, you typically want to minimize the free radicals of a substance that you want to put into your body. Sounds strange, doesn't it? You typically want to minimize the free radicals of substances down to at least to no more than two. Well, I did the math, and there's more than two. That's for daggone sure. I mean, I would show you the math problem that I came up with, the algebraic equation that I came up with, and it ain't looking too good. Can anybody say viscosity breakdown? So I don't know whether or not, I don't know what they're trying to cure us, or are they trying to turn us into goop. It doesn't matter. Me, I didn't take the crap. I didn't take the hot shot in the booster rocket. I didn't decide to go to the medical bar and ask for a flaming shot of some spicy juice. Oh, hot sauce. I didn't ask for a vial of Frank's flaming hot, Frank's red hot with a booster rocket. That's for daggone sure. That's one of the reasons why I'm currently in transition. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been uploading as much or releasing videos as much. That, and the fact is, I've had to redo a lot of videos that are behind the scenes, mostly based on new information that has been found. Mostly based on new information that is basically being regurgitated. And, well, not so much regurgitated, chopped and screwed. And there's a lot of chopping and screwing of information. Now, what MGTOW and Red Pill don't really get is the fact that they were told a quarter truth. I mean, not necessarily from the MGTOW Red Pill community, but by people in general. When they say you picked the wrong woman, they're only saying 1/4 of the truth. They're only saying 1/4 of the truth. Now, when they say you picked the wrong woman for you, they're saying only half of the truth. The whole truth is you both picked the wrong person for you, for both parties. Both parties picked the wrong person that suits their needs. Both parties picked the wrong person. Basically, man picked the wrong person, woman picked the wrong person. That's simple. You can't wife a hoe, and you can't husband up a fuck boy, star boy, whatever call these people nowadays. Star boys, fuck boys, pimps, what you can't husband them up. In their base nature, they're gonna be that. Now, say they may find a religion, but guess what? You still can't wife or husband them up. Flat out. You like I said, the ladies picked the star boys, the fuck boys, the chads, the pimps, or whatever, and the men chose the leftover, the freaking sugar baby leftover, the proper garden tool. Just as simple. We overlooked this, and we got this. We sadly had kids with that too. A lot of people say, it's just, but then there's neither here and there. Women overlooked the guy that would basically be there for her multiple times. Because apparently it's not the thing that the nice guy finishes last. is the fact that the nice guy doesn't know how or when or how to move on. I'm gonna say that again, and I'm gonna translate it. It's not the nice guy finishes last. The nice guy has one-itis. He has check valve syndrome. The nice guy is trying so hard to envision himself in this chick's life that he is literally ruining his own life to try to be with this chick when he should just leave, when he should just move on from her. And I'm gonna give you the other side of the thing. The woman or female keeps picking these dirt bags over the nice guy. Keep picking the pimp over the nice guy. Keep picking up the fuck boy, the star boy, or whatever they call them nowadays, over the nice guy, the guy that will basically be there for them. But I'm not here to preach something. It's just what it is. I am far past. I mean, it's not my problem. I've already moved on. I've already went. I've already done what I needed to do, and I basically already done enough damage to whatever dating life that I've had. I've already done enough damage to whatever dating life that I could have had. It's just what it is. I'm just a mere observer. That is how you get these abusive. That is how you get these women that are abusive. That is how you get these dudes that are just basically that are turned to something else. I mean, they mean literally monkey see, monkey do, monkey see, monkey freaking do. If a monkey sees that the only way that this guy who's basically treating women like trash, treating men like crap, is basically getting strange left right 8 days from the weekend and 13 months out of the year for 25 hours out of the day, what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? Monkey see, monkey is going to do eventually after the monkey has been ran through the gearbox, or at least the tail portion. At least its tail didn't run through the gearbox. Now, I didn't say monkey wrench into the gearbox. I said the monkey, or the whole freaking capuchin in the gearbox. It's a big freaking mess, you know? Or you could go for the spider monkey, the lemur, I prefer the I prefer throwing I prefer the whole, not so much the capuchin. I would say yeah, about a capuchin inside the gearboxes. It just makes one big bloody mess full of bones. But for the most part, monkey see, monkey do. Women have a tendency to listen to their friends. It's my understanding. When you listen to your friends when you listen to your friends who are single and you're in a relationship, well, what do you think's gonna happen? Misery likes company. Misery loves company. Misery just adores company. And typically, it's what it is. Now, men, we typically see like the friends. I'm going to say this: your friends will see the warning signs. Our friends see the warning signs. We're the complete opposite. Men are the complete opposite of women. Our friends see the warning signs. We don't listen. Our friends see the red flags. We don't listen. That's how we're the complete opposite. Women will listen to their friends and basically leave a good man. Men will basically ignore their friends and get stuck with a proper garden tool. Flat out, just a flat out, a proper garden tool. Or a proper female dog. I mean, we like we're the complete opposite. Whereas, like, one listens to their friends, one ignores their friends. Both end up screwed in the end. Now, me and Yam we're having a conversation on the late early shit hits the fan about extraterrestrials. Now, I know it's only a conspiracy or a fallacy or whatever it is, but if it just so happens to come through, it's not just see women's options will not only men's options will increase, women's options will increase. You know, not only men's options will increase, women's options will increase, but they won't take it. The reason they won't take it is because they typically go for aesthetic appeal. They go for aesthetic appeal and status as well. Basically, they're gonna be carousel riding onto to the council, to the high council. They will definitely try the carousel ride to the high council. Man, we're just happy. We're just happy. We typically are happy with with whatever low class warrior alien tentacle thingy. As long as the freaking sleeve has no teeth that are dangerous to the reproductive tract. You know, as long as the sting we stick in does not have teeth that are dangerous to the reproductive tract. That simple. I mean, that's just the reality. And one thing that's always going to remain the same is women are going to complain. Where are all the good men at? It's just, I mean, it's just such an efficient question for rundown females, not women, females. Hey, they ride that flying saucer. Exactly. I am going to post the link to the chat if you want to join in, Billy. But for the most part, there's a difference between females and women. Now, that I mean, in this day and age, it's a little bit different than where I was growing up, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary. But then again, what do I know? Obviously, I don't know. I don't know piss all. Now, Human beings nothing but animals. Next topic. Human beings ain't nothing but animals. Really, we ain't really nothing but animals. We may have we may have technology, we may have a functioning civilization, if you could call it that. If you could call it that. A polite, a polite society of the times. I would so should I say. See, the problem with polite society is it makes people weak. I mean, it really does make people weak. Polite society is nothing more than than a placation system, system of placency, of complacency. Polite society, nothing more than a system of complacency. And it's so effective, don't you think? Such a wonderful system of complacency. Like I said, we ain't nothing but animals. We ain't nothing but animals. We ain't nothing but animals. And the more I have conversations with people, the more I begin to understand that we ain't nothing but animals. Some of us are weakened based on the fact that we've been in polite society and raised in polite society, taught how to be a part of polite society. And some of us are just completely borderline unhinged. That's funny. That's real crazy. Real strange that I say that. Well, the more I talk with people, the more I understand that the only thing keeping us in the cooler climates nothing more than clothing. Nothing more than clothing and amenities. Because if we didn't have, like I say, if we still had our natural predators, none of this craziness would be would be allowed. You know, none of this craziness would be allowed. Now, people look at the preppers. Yeah, yes, they are unhinged, but guess what? They're prepared for something that they don't even know what. They're prepared for something and they don't know what. I mean, they kind of do, but in the same time, it's like they're waiting for whatever. Now, a lot of the preppers are going to go down hard, really hard. But a lot of the preppers will learn from other preppers' mistakes. Oh, what is this? What book is this? What book is this? Oh, it's an Edgar Allan Poe book. But all in all, we ain't not, like humanity, society is insane. Actually, humanity is insane. Human beings are naturally insane because we follow the same patterns, expecting a different result. We follow the same patterns, expecting a different result. The same patterns. What are some of the same patterns? Let's look back in history in societies. the city of or the city state of Ur by the Tigris and the Euphrates River, modern day Iraq. Civilizations are formed, civilizations are normalized, civilizations are established, armies are established, government systems are established. Golden ages and then collapse. Let's look at the formation of a civilization. So basically, it usually is based around a large body, a body of water of some sort, whether it be a delta, a river, a creek, some sort of body of water that is either free flowing or being being fed to by free flowing water source. Let's go with something that's being fed by a free flowing water source, a lake or a delta. Let's go with a lake. Civilized, all these cities ain't nothing more than nothing more than many civilizations of human beings with their own dialect of whatever language they were taught. So, lake cultures or delta cultures, such as many of the tribes in Africa, actually, perfect example, Michigan by a lake. Michigan, Ohio, and another one I do believe is Wisconsin, are all lake societies. They trade by crossing the lake. The ancient Egyptians and the culture of Ur, modern day Iraq, are all river-borne societies. Typically, lake a lake is definitely not a place to have a society, especially a salt lake. You know, especially a lake that is salty. That is not an ideal. This word. Oh, excuse me. That is not an ideal society because although you have salt to trade with, you also have gallons of water and not a drop to drink. So you would have to go find a tributary or a river to basically get your water source. Now we're going to talk about the inland civilizations, the ones that use aqueducts and viaducts to transport water to their houses for either A, drinking purposes, or sanitation. Now, Rome was a civilization which utilizes not only road systems, but the aqueducts and viaducts. Now, they were able to spread based on engineering alone. Civilizations that are river-borne are not so easily spread because they are restricted to a water source. They're typically restricted to a water source. The reason they're restricted to a water source because, well, they don't have the luxury of having aqueducts to do the work. They typically rely on mechanical machines like levers and buckets. This thing called a shadoof. Now, we didn't discover levers. We were born with levers. Our arms and legs are technically levers. But that's getting off topic. Back on topic. The formation of society. Where you form your society will determine on how your society not only grows, but functions. Now, we've established the society, and now it's in the growing phase. Now, with every empire, there has to be war in order to grow, in order to spread your empire, in order to spread your influence on the world around you. What is going on? We've already spread too far. The Roman Empire spread too far, too vast, too wide to where they had to shrink and downsize and form little tiny little countries along their downsizing. Now, how does that apply to today? But we're gonna get to that eventually. And then we have the downward spiral, the down phase, the recession phase, to where you've overstepped your bounds or overstepped your territory. Your territory is too wide to patrol and to control. And now you have other warlords coming to take your society, to reshape your society into their society's image. Problem with that is that always does not work. And this is why some of the things that the United States has, actually a lot of the things the United States has, guess who had it before? Pre-Rome, of the Roman Empire had it. The Roman Empire had the same very things. Good gracious. The same very things that America has. Androgyny amongst the citizens. It's just the icing of the cake. They had a lot of the things that we have. They have a corrupt government system, they have corrupt politicians, and right now we potentially may end up with our own Julius Caesar. Just or our own Nero Caesar. Well, I wouldn't say so much Nero, but Caligula, or we have our own Caligula. You know, we have our own Caligula. I'll leave you to basically figure that one out. And it doesn't start with a T. It doesn't start with tango. Typically, it started with a Bravo. But hey, what do I know? Now we're going to talk about the down. We're going to talk about the collapse. Now, the only reason that the Romans knew that their civilization was collapsing is because the Vandals were banging at their freaking gates. Hmm. Piper at the gates of dawn. Interesting. So when you have the pipers at the gates of your civilization in the morning, Piper at the gates of dawn, toward the east, they are banging on your door. And when they get in, they're going to do they're going to do everything in their power. That is how collapse works. The group that is on this is basically embraces the fringe of madness typically wins because polite society is too busy being polite. But taking enough of your time. I mean, I think I'll cut it short because I do have to get up in the morning and everybody has to get up in the morning. And it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this shit as the fan and enjoy the rest of your night. Signing off.